We've been talking about problems those motorists are facing on the M25 because of the Just Stop Oil protests. No better on the rails, because commuters have been facing widespread disruption this morning, as despite that planned strike by RMT union members actually being called off. Well, 12 of the 14 train operating companies say they're running a reduced service because staff rotas had been decided in advance. Well, the walkouts have been planned for today and Wednesday, as well as over the past weekend. The RMT is saying that it's suspended their action after being promised an offer on pay. But doesn't seem to have helped the travellers this morning. Our national reporter Theo Chikomba joining us now from Ashford International Train Station. And Theo, a lot of people seem to have been caught out this morning, arriving to get trains that didn't arrive.
Yes, good afternoon here from Ashford International. I arrived in the early hours of this morning. There weren't too many people around. I'm assuming majority of them had, heard about what's going to be happening today. But as you mentioned there, the train operators saying it's very last minute. This happened on the 11th hour on Friday. At that time, we were expecting to see disruptions on Saturday, which they were still there. But today they are running better, and on Wednesday they're hoping they're going to be running properly again. And you kindly touched there on some of the operators which are running. There's a reduced service today in West Midlands and of course in the Greater Western Railway as well. And a lot of train operators today, including Greater Anglia, and Hull trains are running full services. Now the RMT, the union which represents those who work on transport such as trains, they were saying they represent members, and that they were saying they were due to walk out over the weekend over a long-running dispute over jobs, pay and conditions. But of course, they said they've secured unconditional talks with Network Rail and a promise of pay offer from the train operating companies. Now, as you mentioned, disruption has been happening across today, and the weather is not helping either, similar to what we've seen on the M25 as well.
OK, so let's put you in the Mark White travel reporter role. If anyone's going to head to Ashford at the moment, what can they expect? I mean, are there trains running, or they've just been cancelled at short notice?
Yes, well, if they do want to head over to Ashford, there are trains running. They've been running quite smoothly since the early hours of this morning, around 7 o'clock. But they are saying, please do check in advance before you come here. And they are going to be closing their services, or running their services not throughout the evening, but around 5 or 6 o'clock there'll be less trains. So for those who are wanting to get home, do check before you travel as well.